is not your typical lock in and achieve everything that you set for yourself. 90 days, shut everything off, shut everybody up. You're going to achieve big goals and become a whole different person in 90 days. This is not that type of video. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be back sitting and chatting with you all today. It is almost a new quarter. Can you believe it? We are 3 months into the year and we have 9 months left, which is amazing. We still have a lot of time left to refine our goals, to set new goals, to implement changes into our life. There is still time. You know, a lot of us set these big goals and only a few of us actually achieve these goals. The one thing that makes a difference between you and the next person setting a goal is strategic planning. If you're tired of setting stagnant goals that don't really go anywhere, this video is going to be very beneficial for anyone learning new ways to set their goals and achieve them. Not just set them, but to also make sure that you're going to achieve these goals. This is just to show you how to strategically define what success means to you in the next quarter. Before we really dive into this video and talk about how we're going to achieve success in the next quarter, let's reflect on how this past 3 months have gone for us. I want you to do this on your own. So pause this video, have a reflection period, and just think back on what the last 3 months have looked like for you. Did you set some goals at the beginning of the year that you were hoping to achieve at this point? Do you have some active goals that are still going? Are there things that have drastically changed for you? Maybe you set some goals at the beginning of the year and now we're in March and you realize, I actually don't want to be that person anymore. However this reflection period is going for you, I hope you can take something at the end of this video to implement it in your next quarterly planning. If you're not a quarterly planner yourself, if you plan your year out month by month or for 12 months straight, that's fine. But I think I can perhaps convince you to join us in this realm of quarterly planning. Whatever type of planner you are, I do want to assure you that most of the methods that I'm going to discuss in this video can be implemented in whatever method of planning you have for yourself. All of that being said, let's jump right into the video. Now that we're done with our reflection, how are you? I want you to let me know how you're doing in the comments. How are you feeling? Goal aside, just generally, how are you? I know the world is just doing its thing right now. The economy is crazy. Life is a lot, but you have made it through 3 months of the year. You're still sane, hopefully. And you're just making it through one day at a time. Please do remember to have frequent check-ins with yourself and dial back if you need to. Just sit with yourself and realize you're only human. You cannot achieve everything in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Maybe sometimes you need a year or more for you to achieve certain goals. That is okay. Now, if you've been struggling with your goals being stagnant, you're not alone. Most times we set goals, we achieve them, and sometimes we do not. However, you don't want all of your goals that you've set to just be stagnant. And then you get to the end of the year and realize, wow, we really didn't move anywhere with those goals that we set. The problem is not in the goal that you're setting because they are achievable. I think one of the big issues that we have with the goals that we set and how we go about achieving them is the lack of planning. When it comes to your goals, you have to create a vision to achieve the mission. So let's talk about structure. Here is exactly how I structure my quarterly planning when it comes to setting my goals. In my first video of the year, I also touched on quarterly planning and I mentioned one of the methods that I've used in the past. However, today I'm going to show you a different method because I changed things up at the beginning of the year and I tried a different method, and I have to say, I think I will be sticking with this method for a while. However, if you do want to review the other method that I discussed, please check out my video. So for this goal setting method, I list my big 3 or big 4 for the quarter. It can be a big 1 for you, whatever amount. However, I would try to limit this to less than 5 so that you're not overwhelmed with the amount of goals that you have to achieve in a 3-month span. I know 3 or 4 might not sound like a lot for you because you know you got big goals and hey, I can knock down your big goals. However, this is a very in-depth method into a specific goal. So again, you do not want to overwhelm yourself in doing this for 10 different goals. You'll see as I explain this further. So in this section, I'm actually going to need you to grab a notebook or a paper and a pen because we're going to need to write this down. We're working on our big 1 to 4 goals. I'll just say 1 to 4, that it could be 1, it can be 2, 3, 5 for you. But again, let's try not to go past 5. So list out what your 4 biggest goals are for this quarter. Once you've done that, we're going to start with number 1. What is that goal for you? Write the goal down, just that one goal. And then under that goal, you want to write why it matters. Why does this goal matter to you? In this example, I'm going to use fitness. So let's say my one goal is getting more consistent with my fitness. Why does it matter to me? Being consistent in my fitness makes me genuinely a happy person. It keeps me healthy and it also forces me to be disciplined. So the next thing we're going to write down is key milestones. What does a key milestone look like in this specific goal? Now, a key milestone can be one specific milestone. It can be 2, 3. For me, it's going to look like showing up actively, whether that's the gym, Pilates, yoga, 4 to 5 times every week without fail. Another milestone for this goal is going to look like meal prepping or eating clean, having a clean diet generally, because it directly affects my fitness. The next thing that we're going to write is resources or tools needed for this specific goal. When it comes to being consistent in the gym, a resource or tool that I need is a gym membership or a Pilates membership or a yoga studio to be able to attend. The next thing we're going to write down is potential challenges that we expect to face while achieving this goal. A potential challenge for me would be falling off track when life gets extremely busy. And then after that, last but not the least, we're going to write solutions or contingency plans. Now, before I dive into this one, I will say sometimes for a specific goal, you might not exactly know what challenge you might encounter, especially if this is a fresh new goal that you're setting for yourself and you don't really know what might come about while achieving this goal. It is okay for you to leave this blank and fill this in as the quarter goes on. It's not something you have to figure out right now. But for this example I'm using, a solution or contingency plan for falling off track with my fitness would be checking in with myself weekly. That could be a habit tracker or a meal planner, whatever that is, just checking in with myself to make sure that I'm actually following these goals that I'm setting for myself. Now, this is for one specific goal. We've discussed why exactly that goal matters. We've listed key milestones to make sure we're actually achieving this goal. And we've talked about the resources needed, the potential challenges that we might face while achieving this goal, and also solutions and contingency plans. Now, you see why I said we probably don't want to do this for 10 different goals. We want to do this for the other 2, 3, 4, 5 goals that you have listed. One thing I really like about this method of goal setting is it allows me to really dive in to a specific goal. As I'm going through and writing all of these things, it helps me realize like, wow, this is actually a bigger goal than I thought. Or you can even tie in more than one goal. For example, for me, that was showing up in my career and also my creativity. I was able to tie that in because for me, I consider my creative passions a career as well. I am a job. So with that being said, you really want to take your time in reflecting on these goals. This is not something that you set 15 minutes for and you just write whatever down. We are being very intentional about the things that we want to achieve. Now, this method is not for everyone. I did talk about a different method in my prior video, but I will give you a quick rundown of that other method as well. So in the second method that I discussed in my first video of the year, I talked about breaking my goals down into different areas of my life. That was health and wellness, my career, my spirituality, my relationships. I'm not sure if I'm forgetting anything else, but going into those specific areas of my life and writing down 2 to 3 goals in each area and then tackling those goals as the quarter goes by. Maybe after Q2, I might sit here and tell you about a different goal setting method that I have discovered and that has worked for me. But until then, these are my methods. So all we did is make a plan for our quarter. How are we exactly going to execute these big goals that we have written down? Now, before I give you the rest of my speech, I would really appreciate it if you can like, subscribe, and comment to this video, even share to people who might find this helpful. I love being able to share the things that have helped me out through life, and I hope you find this helpful. Stick around because there will be more as I keep discovering life. So let's move on. Now, what we're going to do is reverse engineer those big three goals that we have set for ourselves into small actionable steps and implement them into our lives. I'm going to give you two examples. For example, number one, we're going to roll back into our goal of being consistent in the gym. You know, and I know that consistency does not just happen overnight because you wrote it down. You're not going to write these goals, go to bed, wake up, and all of a sudden you're just an active gym goer. No, it doesn't work like that. We're going to set our daily planning to make sure that this is actually happening. For me, that looks like scheduling my day to make sure that I'm in the gym in the morning before work, because I never know how the work day is going to go. Let's say I had a very long work day. The last thing I want to do is get in my car and drive to the gym. Even better if your gym is in your apartment complex, it should be easier that way. So what I do is every day for 5 days a week, I will schedule my day to make sure that happens. So for Monday, I know that I'm going to have leg day. For Tuesday, I schedule my Pilates classes early in the morning because I know I'm going to make it there. If you've ever taken Pilates, you know if you miss those classes, they are charging you $42 immediately. So we don't miss it. And then Wednesday, I schedule an upper body day, and so on and so forth. I change my workout schedule up so that I'm not bored, and every day that I show up in the fitness space, I am doing something different for my body, and it is fun. And it has just become a routine for me. I wake up and I know I have to be there. It's not a matter of, am I in the mood to do it today? No, it's not a mood thing. It's actually happening. And this is not me just saying this because it's a video. This is genuinely my life. I have made a lot of effort to make sure that these routines become second to nature now. And I've successfully achieved that. And that's why I can sit here and confidently tell you, like, this works. You just got to do it. Example number two, let's say you have a goal of saving $1,000 by the end of this quarter. What you're going to do is you're going to break that number you want to save down to however it works for you. For instance, $1,000 divided by 90, you can save every day. Or you divide it by 3, you save every month. Or you divide it weekly, and you know that every single week, every single day, or every single month, you're putting a certain amount of money into that saving bucket for yourself. These are the examples that I have. I don't know what exact goals you have set. You want to reflect on it and make sure you're breaking these goals down into small actionable steps to make it digestible for you. When it comes to these methods, you're implementing a routine, a lifestyle. You're not just trying to achieve something in 90 days and then it's like, okay, I'm done. That's it. Like, it becomes a part of you. Well, it depends on the goal. If your goal was to save $10,000 for this quarter and that's it, and you get it done, that's it. You move on. That's not a goal you have to worry about anymore. So, but then when it comes to other routine type goals, like being consistent in your fitness, I've done it for 3 months. It's not going to just end now because the quarter is done. No, this is something I plan to do for the rest of the year. However, I probably wouldn't put it in my next quarterly planning because now this is a lifestyle. I don't have to put it down anymore. It's already in my day-to-day task and it's going to continue to be there. My next point is tracking and adjusting your goals. Yes, you've implemented these goals into daily or weekly habits. However, you probably want to check back in with yourself, whether that be daily, weekly, monthly, to make sure that you're keeping track of the things that you set. Back in the goal setting method, we talked about key milestones. So when you look at those key milestones, you're probably going to get an idea of what to look out for when it comes to these goals. For me, I check in weekly. While I'm setting my weekly to-do list for the upcoming week, I like to reflect back on the prior week. How did we do? How's our habit tracker looking? Or maybe I'm just doing really, really good and I just take a moment to be proud of myself. So check in with yourself and make sure that you have something, a tracker, a to-do list, something that you're checking up and writing down to make sure that you are achieving these goals. This is also something I'm going to talk about in my next video where I show you what systems I use to keep track of my goals. And the last point I'm going to touch on when it comes to this goal setting is the secret weapon called accountability. Some people might do well without needing an accountability partner. However, if you need someone or something to keep you accountable, go ahead and do that. Maybe have a friend who you share a goal with and they share a goal with you. You don't have to list your entire goal list for them. An accountability partner is really helpful in keeping you active with these goals. And it's just something about having that extra watchful eye that is just like, I know someone is watching me. I got to do it. I can't have you see me fail. With all of that being said, I really hope you find these methods helpful. Again, quarterly planning has really changed my life. Every 3 months genuinely feels like a new year for me. I get so excited to look back on what I have said, what I've done, and where exactly I am going. I just want to end this by saying I am very proud of you. You're doing the life thing and you're excelling at it. Yes, maybe you didn't check some things off from last quarter. That is completely fine. We have another quarter to go and then another one and then another one. We have time. Thank you for watching my video. It has been so much fun chatting with you today. Leave a comment below if you find these methods helpful. If you have other methods that you want to share as well, please leave them in the comments. I love learning from you as well. Please do not forget to like and subscribe and share my video. I will see you in the next one. I'm excited to show you the systems that I set in place to actually achieve these goals. This has been fun. Thank you for watching. Bye.